Hello and welcome to the eBay full dropshipping guide. Now before we begin, please note that I am located in the US running this strategy. You will require a bank account and social security number to sign up with eBay, and that's how you're going to get paid. You need a debit and credit card, of course. That's how you're going to buy the items from China and sell them to the people on eBay. It's going to be about $5 a month to subscribe to eBay's business seller account. And I suggest you have a car or a ride to the USPS store. That's how you're going to speed run this entire account and basically push your account into the top 10% of eBay sellers, which is very easy to do. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. And now it's definitely optional, but highly recommended. You need a printer, $40 to $50 you can get one, and then you can literally return it 3 weeks later if you wanted to. You guys can read through the pros and the cons here on your own. And I also have this document posted in my Discord down here at the bottom, so you guys can open this and read through it again if that's easier for you. You're going to have the steps right in front of you. So starting with step 1, you're going to make your eBay seller account. Basically, you're going to link your account with your email. You're going to input all the information into the account, make sure everything is set up, and then you're going to build your storefront. Very generic, simple photo here, very generic, simple icon picture, and a very simple business name, nothing crazy, nothing untrustworthy, and the business name that you come up with, or the store name, does not matter at all. It's not going to affect your sales or anything. Just keep it very bland, simple, and basic name, very basic home page here. And then you'll have the option to sort out the underneath. When you scroll down a little bit from here, you're going to have a few listings that you display on your front page. That's just if people look at your store page. If you're selling like a very specific niche, you can sort your items to be very well organized down here at the bottom. Coming over to step 2, it's going to be speed running your 100 sales and basically getting tons of 5-star reviews. So the trading card game that I've selected has massive demand on eBay. Literally thousands of these items sell every single day. So that's why we're going to be buying these Magic the Gathering collectibles, and you're going to be reselling them on eBay. So I've put a link in the Discord here, a couple links, and you're going to want to buy all of these. These are the supplies you need to get started. So envelopes, tape to tape your shipping label, 200 card sleeves, top loaders. Basically, it's like a hard plastic case that you slide the card into, and then you put that plastic case and card into your envelope. Again, this is the Amazon link to the cards that you're going to be buying. I'm going to show you exactly how to create a listing on my phone. We're going to cut over to a video doing that. Alright guys, we got a stack of 100 cards here. We're going to take our first one and going to go to eBay. At the bottom of eBay, there's a search bar here. Type in the name of the card. It's going to come up right here. So we find the card, make sure it's the same. Scroll down to sell one like this. And then we're going to add a picture. Take a picture here, and I have a nice background with my mouse pad, so that's the one I'm going to use. And you want to make sure that you take a very high quality photo. So we're going to get it like that. You only need 2 photos with cards. The title you don't usually have to mess with. But you can definitely add to it. This one's a little short, so I might say brand new card, never used, or never played with. You can say that, or never used. Once you're done with the title, once you're done with the pictures, if you don't need to mess with the title, we move on to the next thing. Category's already set. Condition is the only thing you gotta mess with here. Is the card professionally graded? No. Is it near mint or better? Absolutely. Next is item specifics. That is all taken care of. Description you don't need. You can just click on AI description. It'll literally just put some random shit in there for you. Just to make it fill out, you can definitely do that. The important part is pricing. We're going to go to turn off buy it now. We're going to go to auction. I like to start my bids at 25 cents. Makes them stand out from all the other bids starting. People love low bids. And again, we're just going for sales, not profit. If you saw earlier this card is worth $14, what would happen with this one is people are going to have a bid war back and forth. Next step, make sure your duration is 5 days. That is, You can't do any less than that. If you did 1 day or 3 day, you have to pay for the listing. So make sure it's 5 days. Everything's blurry. There we go. No offer, no reserve price, schedule time listing, no. Shipping is important. We're shipping from the US. We changed the 3 ounces to 1 ounce. Package dimensions are the same. Then shipping service. Scroll down just a little bit and you'll see eBay standard envelope for eligible items. That is right there. 63 cents is what that's going to cost. Now it's going to auto charge the buyer that amount. You could also do flat rate and put like 80 cents if you want. That's to, you can put that just to cover the price of that. Done with the shipping part of that. You can come down to preferences and change your handling time, especially if you're selling multiple cards. I like to put it at 5 days. From getting the sale to taking the item to the post office, that's how much time you're giving yourself to do that. 5 days is a perfect amount, and then just make sure all of your information here is correct, and you're done. Alrighty guys, after the item has sold, we're going to take the card, put it into the sleeve here. Then what I do is get the envelope, get your tape. I just have a random shipping label here, but this is pretty much what it's going to look like. You're literally just going to tape the piece of paper right on top. I like to cover the entire shipping label. Pull this bad boy. We're going to seal it. Make it look decent. I personally would put another layer of tape right here to fully seal this thing. When you're doing this, I highly suggest you getting notes and just writing which card goes with which shipping label. Because when you sit there and print 30 shipping labels, each time you print the shipping label, you should immediately sort which item is associated with that name. That's going to keep you organized and keep you from sending the wrong card to the wrong people. And that'll avoid a future mess. And you're good to go. All right, now moving into step 3, once your sold item has arrived to the buyer's house, you're going to leave a seller feedback review to your buyer, basically rating how good your buyer's communication was. And this also prompts them to leave a review for the seller, which is you. We must do product research. This is going to be understanding how to compare different items and compete in different markets. You're going to be potentially competing with other eBay sellers with price, so you're going to have to undercut them and just make sure that they don't undercut you after some time. I personally look for 150% or more gross profit margin with the items I'm sourcing. Market research. Let's get into it. Cross-referencing. Of these different Uno style cards, and they are 99 cents. Let's see if there's some profit margin here. And voila, what do we have here? This guy's selling them for $12, and that is quite actually the exact same picture we have from China for 99 cents. And delivery May 5th to the 8th, and this guy's saying May 14th to June 4th. Very smart. He is covering himself, probably because this item does take longer than just a week. That's what it says here. So the way to see if these are actually working, let's make this bigger. Click up here in advanced. You're going to scroll down until you see sold. Scroll down to search, and there you see out of date April 20th, out of date April 20th, April to February. These don't sell much. So I've come to conclude that this is a very low volume selling item. You could post it, but you would sell about one every single month, which is pretty terrible. We don't want to do that. And we're just going to move on and find something better. 32-bit game cartridge. Let's just see if we get a search result here. So just taking the time to find strange things. It might be profitable. And look at that. These are 4, 5. And you can see these exact same 5 going for 65 right here, and it actually sold for that much too. Very cool. So we have our first product right there. You also want to make sure that when you buy the red one, they're going to send you the red one. With AliExpress, you do have to be careful. Each individual seller, they are their own store, so they're definitely prone to making mistakes. And a good way to kind of double check everything is to read the reviews other people have left. And as you can see here, there's the first one saying he ordered the green. Oh, he received leaf green, not emerald. Interesting. So something to definitely be aware of. Looking over here, we have looks like a ton more games, and they're insanely cheap. This is broken. This is a broken method right here. Looks like Mario. Well, going into the next product, I'll give you guys a very solid product. Also very vague, and you guys can get more narrow into a niche if you want. But we have these plushies here. Incredibly cheap, and you can very easily flip these on eBay for way more money. So we're just going to click one of these, see if we can find anything like this. And is that the same thing? That might just be the exact same thing. This guy's even sending them from China, and he is 10xing his margins here. So we're looking for 150%. This guy is actually at 1000%. Of course, there's going to be a fees associated into it at the end of the day. He might only be making $5 per, but the fact is he is drop shipping these. He's already sold 13. You can find profitable items almost everywhere. I'm sure some of these would be worth your time. And do keep note that we have pressed the advanced button at the top. Click sold items right here, and then click search. And this will give you all the items that have sold recently. Some of these are out of order, especially when they don't sell often. They're going to be out of order. So let's try something like a $3 Bluetooth speaker. This is a terrible item. Sold one time for $25 3 months ago, or about 3 months ago, and sold once for $3. So we're gonna definitely avoid that one. So you can see there are people making money. There is potential with essentially every item that you come across. You can test, and test some more. And this one's perfect because you can just post these customer review pictures, use them as your own, and sell the exact item on eBay. And just test different things. You can test every product in here completely for free. And I'm sure if you have every single thing listed in front of us here, you would start to sell items, and you would produce income. Any category, any niche that you get into. You can go pet supplies. I'm sure we can find something here. Beds and furniture, that looks interesting. Let's see. A little pricey. This one's $5, which I like. A cat bed tent. Try to find the same thing, and there it is for $20, and we're buying them for $5.35. Different color. This one's $4, and you can sell it for $20. Undercut this guy a little bit, so you can sell these at $15, $16, somewhere in there. Buy them for $4. So there's two different sizes as well. This one's $2.30, and I'm guessing they're doing free shipping too. Yep, they sure are. That's a weird one. Let's try a Japanese fishing lure. Incredible. There's literally money to be made everywhere. Well, there's that one. For $3 and then for $14. Just randomly pulling up lures and then cross-referencing. I have probably found an entire market to tap into. And 9 cents, $8. He sold over 31 of these. Definitely some money to be made. And that concludes the product research phase. Let's jump into the next step. So I'm going to show a clip of how to list the items on AliExpress. We're going to use this for the example. I'm gonna click on this one. It has a ton of previous sales. So to me, that means that there's gonna be public reviews, and we can literally just use these photos for our reviews. So let's just take this one. We got a couple of these. Get that one there. And let's try to find the name of that thing. And also, if it doesn't have that many reviews for the item you find, and there's no customer review photos that you can use, then you could use the items that, or the pictures that they have here. You can use these and you can just repurpose them. Or you can use the crop feature to cut out the entire thing, and then you can put it in on a simple background. Or you can find that that plushie, so Tog Epi, you can find this thing on Google. You can use the Google images for your. So Mew Pokemon plushie is what we found, and it happens to be this one right here, selling for, it looks like $14, so $9.99 plus shipping, so about $16. And he sold 58 of these. I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom. Not find the sell one like this option. There we go. We're gonna upload our photos, and then of course go through and crop them, make them look like they're not coming from a customer review on a different website. You can change the darkness on that, make it look legit. Once we're done with our photos, the title here is not what I like. You can put 25 cm because that's what the listing from China said. So we're just gonna copy that. Perfect description. This one's brand new. Generate a quick AI description. Pricing. It's gonna be different from the cards that we sold. Our pricing is going to be set as a buy now. I'm putting this at $14.50. And then more options, you put offers, and then allow offer. You can set a minimum. I want to make $10 or more. You can put that offer, and keep your quantity low. You don't want to put 100 here. You can put 2 or 3, or even just 1. Create a sense of urgency with your product. And then if you get into something that you can buy multiple of, you can turn this on and then set your own discount. The more they buy, the more they save. But we're not doing that for this one. All right, so we got the pricing done. We're gonna skip shipping for now and just go right over to preferences. And I'm gonna change my item location to Hong Kong, China. You can put whatever city in China you would wish. Handling time, I like to keep this at 5 days. And that's perfect. You could require immediate payment, that's up to you. Doesn't matter. They're gonna pay either way, or they don't get the item. But with immediate payment, you know that they've paid, and then you know that right away you can go over to AliExpress, buy the item, and ship it to them instantly. Okay, now that my item is coming from China, we need to turn off ship in US. And then as for item location, I'll just put China there and turn off local pickup. We're gonna look for the best one, which is towards the bottom, economy services from outside the country. This is the one we're picking here, 11 to 23. Return policy, it's up to you if you wanna accept returns or not. With AliExpress, they make it really easy to return from there, and usually people don't wanna return something to China, so yeah, that's gonna be how we're doing it here. 5 business days, perfect. We go to shipping. Dimensions don't matter too much, just because we're not using eBay's shipping label on these. These would just translate to your eBay shipping label. If this is a physical product we had in store or in-house, this would matter a little bit more, but even then, the USPS, they would adjust it accordingly, even if you did the wrong weight or package dimensions. You can add a shipping cost here. You can put this at $1.99 if you want. You can put it at free shipping. Sometimes people filter when they're buying stuff, they filter it for free shipping. So I usually do free shipping for my buyer. Once we're done with that, just double check everything. Perfect. Alright, the item at the top here we sold, and I do not have it, so we're going to buy it from China. Keep in mind I charge the buyer $5.93 for shipping, and we're going to be keeping the $5.93 because our shipping is free. Going to AliExpress now. This is where I'm going to be buying the item and sending it directly to the customer. I sold the Pokemon Clefairy. And click on this one here, that's the one I sold. Click on buy now or add to cart. Once you're signed in or make a new account, right here is where you enter the customer information. It's going to be their first name, their last name. It can be your mobile number, that doesn't matter. And then you're going to put their address. Triple check that you put the right address. And you don't have to use as default shipping address, because the very next item you sell, if you're using the same AliExpress account, you're just going to put new address, and then you're going to ship it to the new address, and then once again triple check your information. Step 6 will be scaling your store. Now the best method I have found is once your account is eligible for the promoted listings, it's basically a above average seller account status. Once you're eligible for that, you're able to test new products from AliExpress very quickly, and you get way more organic marketing once you are a top seller or above average seller. So you can do a lot of product testing very quickly when it comes to that. The more views you get on an item, it's definitely going to indicate the public's interest, and views equals sales usually. Too many views and no sales could mean something is wrong with your listing. Probably your prices are too high. It means people are interested enough to click on your product, but something kept them from buying it. But also 100 views is there's high interest for that item, so it's also a good thing. Now continue to repeat step 4. That's going to be sourcing different products, doing research, and listing them. I usually cycle different products every 2 weeks, and you want to list about 5 to 10 products per day. You don't want to list 100 items in one day. You want to spread it out a little bit. The way eBay's algorithm works is it is going to reward you for taking your time and being consistent versus spamming your page, loading it up full of random items all at once. You don't want to do that. Take your time, make 3 to 5 listings a day, 10 at most if you really want to push it. But yeah, 3 to 5 listings, that's a sweet spot for eBay's algorithm. I've heard that time and time again from other YouTube videos, just doing research on the way eBay's algorithm works. YouTube is a great resource to learn from other people, and they can teach you a little bit more about the algorithm than I can in this video. Now, testing category, basically, or 2 different categories or 3 different categories. You don't want to do too many different categories with each test. Keeping which items work, which items didn't work, or if an item didn't work, you can adjust the price. Maybe your photos are bad, so you can adjust that. That kind of leads me to my next step, is why your listing might suck. So if you're not making sales on these items, it could be a couple different reasons. So check the title, check the photos, make sure they're not terrible. Definitely check the competition within the market that you're selling. There might be 1,000 people selling that same item, and that's why you're not getting any sales on your item. Even if your item's the best priced, you could still be in competition with other sellers. And that directly leads me to step 3 here, which is check what you're selling and make sure you're selling something unique. Is it something that's hard to find? So personally, I sell long sleeve shirts that have a design on them, and the design is literally not found anywhere else. So I definitely have a unique product that I'm pushing, and that's why I've made so many sales with that unique product. It is something very rare on the marketplace that I'm adding, and I have a very fair price as well. Does it solve a problem? That's one thing you can use to make your sales a little bit more prevalent, is if you are solving a problem. Ask yourself that. It doesn't always have to solve a problem, but it certainly can help when you're selling things. Statistic here is women are 58% more likely to impulse buy than men. That can kind of tilt your products in one direction. If you are following this statistic, is you can sell more female related products like clothing or shoes or whatever niche you get into. This might help you make a few more sales just because they are a little bit easier to sell to. Now, keeping in mind, 64% of impulse shoppers also purchase additional items with what they intended to buy originally. So you can use that to combo 2 different items and raise your price. There's a couple different things you can do with that. And then check if you're in a slow niche on eBay. You might be selling something that's just, not related to your eBay's demographic. You have to think what kind of people are buying stuff from eBay. So I would look at the top selling categories on eBay currently. That's within the month or the year. They do have access to what is top selling at the moment on eBay. Now, from personal experience, I've found that perfume, which any cost, so whether it's cheap or very expensive perfume sells like crazy. Cologne sells like crazy. The long sleeve shirts I talked about, those sell very well, especially if they're not sold anywhere else. Legos, I'll show you an example of that, and plushies. Those are the top 2 products right there from AliExpress that I have sold so many of, and they're super easy to find, and you guys can use these 100% to start making more money. And there's also just different figurines like this. Super cheap. These are $4. I've sold things very similar to this for $15. There's a ton of different styles and designs. So that's that. Next one would be plushies. I'm just going to do Pokemon. These ones were my top sellers right here, actually. And you can still make money on all of these. I would sell these at $20, buy them for $6, walk away with like $11 per item after the fees. And there's just tons of different designs that you can use. These are a little bit more expensive, but you get they're a little bit bigger, so you can justify selling this for $25 potentially. Perfect products, tons of different options within those categories. So I highly recommend both Legos and plushies. Just be careful how you list the title for this. You don't want to call it a Lego because that is a brand copyright infringement. When you sell the Pokemon Legos, you're selling them as Pokemon building blocks. Otherwise, you could get copyright striked, and all they do is just take your listing down. But to avoid that, building blocks is the proper term there. You can still use Pokemon just because that's what it is that you're selling. You can also use the name of the Pokemon, but that's what I found to be the most successful, at least these 5 categories, very, very profitable. This is what Google says are the best-selling niches on eBay. I think this is 2024's list. So home and garden, health and beauty, clothing, shoes, accessories. Tons of people buying used clothing on eBay. So that's definitely a good one to get into, is selling clothing. You just have to be careful with the size conversion from China to America. Sometimes they list Chinese sizes. So a Chinese small is like a American XS. So just be careful with the sizes with clothing. I usually test my clothing products, so I buy them and make sure they fit to the true size before you resell them on eBay. That's not a problem. And then you can also take better pictures of your clothing when you test it yourself, but totally optional. Bags definitely sell, wallets, sunglasses, things of that nature. They sell very predominantly on eBay. Sporting goods, maybe not the big items like bicycles, but there's tons of different parts within sporting goods, so definitely. And parts and clothing, I usually sell sporting goods clothing. They sell very quickly. Printer ink, I don't know anything about on eBay or selling from AliExpress. Herbal remedies, I'm sure there's tons of these, very cheap from China, and you can sell them on eBay for more expensive. Crafts, anything hobby related is a very good product to sell on eBay. Once again, think about the eBay demographic. Anything hobby related, scrapbooking, arts and crafts, that sort of stuff, very easy to sell on eBay. And of course, jewelry and watches. You just have to be careful with selling watches that don't work. Sometimes Chinese watches come in and they don't work at all. They're usually just for display. So just something to keep in mind if you're selling watches. And yeah, that's all I have at the moment for the eBay step-by-step guide. That should get you guys up and running and hopefully scaling your business with what I've said here. Just testing different products and keep trying different things. There's literally unlimited products to test on AliExpress to eBay. There's thousands of different niches you can get into and hundreds of thousands of different items you can sell for profit. So the more time you put into it, the more results you're going to get from it. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and please keep in mind, if you have any questions or need anything further, please feel free to reach out. Let me know if you need any help. I'm happy to help you guys with anything. So again, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.